It's the latest edition of Litter Media Live on December 13th of 2023 with Mike Smith, the icon. I'm Dan Ramey, and Aaron Glandon, our producer, is to my left.
To your left.
There he is, the Mr. Hang Loose Hand.
Mr. Hand, yeah.
Mr. Hand 2. Kind of like, what was it, It?
Yes, on the Addams Family. I've forgotten all about that Hand character, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, standing by, news, sports, and this date in history. Mm-hmm. That's all coming up, and fun and frivolity that will fill in between all the gaps. But first, let's take a look at what is going on with our weather for today.
Not a whole lot of change in what we were telling you yesterday. We're expecting some sunshine, but a little cooler than yesterday, a high reaching 40. Back up to the mid to upper 40s on Thursday and Friday. We think we might see some 50s for the weekend, but the overnight lows until then in the 20s, so expect more frost on your windshield if you're parking outdoors overnight.
I was watching Channel 4 weather last night. Dave Mazza says it's going to be warmer for the weekend. Mm-hmm. And Kerry Charles was kind of still shivering. He's like, you mean it's still cold, though, right?
Yeah.
He's wanting 70. And then Dave throws in, remember, we had some below zero temperatures in December last year. So fortunately, we don't have that to worry about.
That's good news.
All right, coming up, we'll take a look at what's happening with news next. But first, let's tell you about our fine sponsors, the Scioto Valley Dumpsters. You need a dumpster for whatever you've got a big project going on, residentially or commercially. Here's the number to call, 740-253-8389. They'll bring a dumpster to you, and when you're done filling it up, they'll be done because they come and pick it up and take off, and you'll never see them until you need them again. Give them a call, 740-253-8389. That's Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
At Rathkamp Financial, we believe in building client relationships for the long term, guiding you through the stages of wealth with a plan and bringing you closer to reaching your financial dreams. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
When you want to find out what's going on with news, simply log on to our website, littermedia.com, or stay tuned because Mr. News here is going to fill us in today.
Yes. Moments ago, we just had Circleville Mayor-elect Michelle Blanton as our special edition guest. Michelle talking about what her vision is for the city of Circleville. She says she's a faith person, a person of faith, and she felt like that this was something that the Lord wanted her to venture into. And she said she wants to bring hope back to maybe some of the residents of Circleville, whether it's a financial thing, a lot of people that are suffering from homelessness, addictions of different kind in Circleville, just like they are in many other communities around the state. So she will actually be sworn in at the end of December to make it official, but then a ceremonial swearing in with the City Council of Circleville will take place on January the 2nd, since Monday, January 1st is a holiday. Mm-hmm. So you talked to Miranda Reinhart on another special edition yesterday, and what was that all about?
PEP. We're talking about positivity, encouragement, and purpose. She's got a book that she's put together, started journaling, and she even did interviews during the pandemic. And each week that there is in this book for writing your journal, at the end of it is an interview that is very encouraging. So I had the opportunity to sit down and talk a little bit more about the book and what it was like to get it out there.
journaling framework that I found myself kind of doing on my own, just in my own notebook. Pep talks just came later after I figured out that these letters could stand for something that I was actually doing. But it's just a journaling framework, basically starting with gratitude. When you start with gratitude, you think about the things you're thankful for. And when you start writing about what you're thankful for, you immediately, your mind goes to a more positive, mindset. And at the time that I was doing this gratitude journaling, I was also following some different people on social media who were doing little positive affirmation videos, a couple different accounts, and I found that the affirmations were really helpful. So I started adding those to my journaling too, and that's where the positivity and encouragement comes from. And I found that when you have a positive mindset and you're feeling encouraged, you're not afraid to try new things, and you set goals and you're not afraid to go for your goals. And sometimes that's where you find your purpose in life. So
Miranda's a true joy to visit with and talk with, and encouragement to her students as well. She's used some of these techniques in her classes too, and but also there's other things we talked about what's ahead. She's already planning and working on a devotional as well. So a devotional journal in which you can do similar things as well.
That's great.
So that was one of the things she's always wanted to do, and she said, next thing you know, it's happening.
Apparently got some direction, and she's following through on that.
The book is available through Amazon, and there's a link where you can go in our web story. Just click on that link, and we'll take you right to where you can purchase the book.
Very good. The Waverly Leo Club collected over 3,000 non-perishable items during their annual food drive. All of the Waverly City schools participated, with the primary being responsible for over half of the food collected. All of the items that were donated went to the Pike Outreach Food Pantry. Well done, young people. Chillicothe's Rennick Avenue yard waste site will be closed for cleanup and maintenance today, December 13th, and again on Saturday, December 16th, for routine cleanup and maintenance, but it will be open next week. Jackson City crews will be replacing curbs and sidewalks for the next several weeks on Pearl Street from Bridge Street to Portsmouth Street. Use caution in those areas during that curb and sidewalk work, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of concrete trucks out there, so they take up a lot of space.
I just had a radio moment come back to me. Pearl Street.
Yes, Pearl Boy. Yeah. That's your middle name, right?
We'll have to explain a little later on.
Yeah. 2024 is just around the corner. With the holidays quickly approaching and New Year's Eve just around the corner as well, Destination Downtown Lancaster's newest blog highlights Lancaster's biggest New Year's Eve celebration called Glass Town Countdown.
Pretty cool picture.
Yes, it is. That's from actually 2 years ago, because we used that story with that photo this time last year on LitterMedia.com, but they're wanting to make it even bigger and better. We're trying to get a hold of Amanda Everett for our Fairfield County Special Edition for next week, and I'm sure that'll be
we are confirmed.
Topic of conversation.
We'll be meeting on Monday, and then we'll have the recorded version available on Wednesday.
Very good. And those are your topics for this Wednesday, December 13th of 2023.
But that's not all of the topics. We've got more to share with you. Wanted to share some of the holiday stuff going on around the area. So let's take a look first at the Shop of the Cop. You got that? There we go. Chillicothe Police Department getting together with the State Patrol, Ross County Adult Probation Officers, the Ohio Division of Wildlife, and the Ross County Sheriff's Department. This is always a big event. In fact, Aaron Glandon and I think you can confirm, I said, we need to reach out to them to see if we can do something with them when they go out and shop with the cop. Well, it happened before we got a hold of them. But those photos that you can see on our Facebook page, those, I believe, were taken by Robert McGraw. So he's working with the city now through the police department and everything. So the next thing we wanted to share with you is Santa made a stop at the Ross Christian Academy. And there's the Ross County Christian Academy. So the old fella himself making a stop to meet with the kids and having a good time. And My son used to be a crew chief in the U.S. Air Force for the refueling KC-135. And there you see Santa's sleigh.
I thought, wait a minute.
I want to thank the Ross County American Legion Post 62 for putting this out there. It says, U.S. Air Force always ready to refuel Santa. So that's something you need to check out. And also, the Ross County Health Department, the Health District, had a post this morning, and this is what it talked about. Making sure you wash your hands. So wash those hands for 20 seconds with soap and water before and after handling raw meat, poultry, eggs, and seafood. So you can find that information, again, on the Ross County Health District Facebook page.
And if they've watched me eat, it's like wash your hands every 20 seconds.
I've never seen a polar bear smile like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so wash your paws.
Mm-hmm. Bare hands. Oh.
See,
Aaron came up with
one more reason you needed to have that microphone this morning
really.
that he's declined to use because he's hanging loose. All right, coming up, also we'll share some photos with you from what I mentioned yesterday about the frosty conditions we had at the Ramey Ranch. So we'll share that coming up before the end of the show today. Sports is next, but first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. If you've got an issue with any one of these items in your home and it makes you uncomfortable, well, your trusted comfort advisor is there to help. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. You can also find them direct. Just go to AccurateHVAC.com, but that's where this link will take you to. If you click on this ad, it takes you right to their website to learn more about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Sports next.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
And today is that day you can meet with the manager and have open interviews at McDonald's, the 4 locations here in Chillicothe, in Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
Sports.
Yeah, 36 game scores you'll find on our LitterMedia.com score page from last night. The boys and girls games being played. In the FAC boys, you see the winners were Miami Trace, who stayed undefeated in the conference. Chillicothe and Washington were all winners. Chillicothe had 3 kids, I believe, tied with the scoring lead in that ball game last night with 12 points. Tays Valley getting a big win over Bloom Carroll to stay unbeaten in the conference. How about this one? Logan Elm knocking off Circleville in that big rivalry matchup. Fairfield Union and Liberty Union finally got a win.
They got it.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time.
We don't have the score, though, right?
Still don't.
Okay.
Nobody has reported that. Waverly was a winner over Huntington.
Forget
Piketon.
the score. We won.
We won. That's the important thing. On the girls' side of things, I think it was SVC action last night. Unioto won big. They had 5 girls in double figures in that ball game. Adina remains tied for first place with a victory last night. Westfall beat Zane Trace among all of the games that you can find on our score page. This Saturday's Fairfield at Miami Trace girls basketball game has been rescheduled. That is being moved to February the 5th. So that game, which was planned for this Saturday, they're moving it to February. Didn't say why, but that is a change of schedule. Huntington's Holiday Classic Wrestling Tournament and Craft Bazaar. How about that? A craft bazaar with a wrestling tournament.
We'll be making pretzels.
Yeah, that's coming up on December the 21st. which I believe is
That's a Friday.
Is it?
No, it's a Thursday.
Yeah. But it's going to be going on from 1 to 6 p.m. I think they're assuming
There's
a
no
lot of
school because early dismissal is this
they're
Friday.
going to be out. And I'm assuming they think that people will take off work since it's so close to the holiday. They're just going to. I think this was a really big deal out there last year. They said they had a great turnout for that.
It was. Mark Depew's done a great job with the wrestling program in Huntington.
So that's coming up on the 21st of the month. And I think there was something I was thinking of. The Reds signed a young man yesterday. I've never heard of him, but they were making a big deal out of it.
If you've ever watched them play the Cubs, you've seen him play. Candelaria, I believe, is his last name. And he can play first base, he can play third base, but he's got power with the bat. So I think that's the big thing right there. And I believe they signed him for a 3-year deal.
I think I saw that I looked him up on Wikipedia. Every place he's been, he got no more than $5 million a year. The Reds are giving him $45 million for 3 years.
Yeah.
So this is the highest pay gig he's getting.
And he was a Reds killer. He was one of those players that is like, man, kind of like Ian Happ.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's not Ian Happ that's coming to Cincinnati, but he's one of the guys that managed to get that hit that made the determining outcome that spelled defeat for the Reds.
I think the Reds figured it was worth $45 million just not to play against us. Yeah.
You know, if they could probably field a team with those guys, you know, over the years. Yeah. But he'll be a welcome addition with that bat and the short porch there in right field. I think
they seem to be indicating he's going to be their third baseman. That's the way they were talking in this press conference yesterday. So we'll see. Yeah. There's a lot of kids that played last summer.
They've got an interesting,
did very well, yeah.
An interesting infield. Of course, the discussion has been that one of those guys is probably going to start at Louisville, start the season off there. And Elia De La Cruz has said, that's fine by me. I just want to play.
Yeah.
And so you're already paying me? Put me out there.
Yeah.
So
the way he runs, I could see him in the outfield. Just go chase it down.
I wonder at some point in time if he will still be, you just pay me well and I'll play. If he pans out the way they think he's going to, the Reds will not be able to afford him.
That's true.
That's my feeling anyway.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, this date in history, the Litter Media Wayback Machine goes to
1925.
Not too far ago.
And a happy birthday.
Almost 100 years.
Yeah.
Details are coming up right after this from our sponsors.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit DixieChopper.com.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
All right, this date in history, 1925, and I have a feeling Danville, Illinois might play into this.
Eventually, yes. But this person is celebrating a birthday today, and they were born in 1925. That makes them 98?
98 years old.
Dick Van Dyke, the quintessential nice guy actor who would become known for his performances in such movie classics as Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, as well as the popular 60s TV sitcom The Dick Van Dyke Show, was born in West Plains, Missouri. Now, Dick was raised in Danville, Illinois, served during World War II, and in the 1950s took various acting jobs and hosted a series of TV game shows. That part I didn't know. 1960, he starred on Broadway in Bye Bye Birdie, a role which earned him a Tony Award. The following year, he signed on to play comedy writer Rob Petrie on this. I love this show. It's still on MeTV at night on the weekends. The Dick Van Dyke Show. Of course, I watch it for Mary Tyler Moore.
How he never walked through the living room without stumbling over that footstool, I don't know.
But he did.
Eventually.
Yes.
At some point in time.
Yes. I think
but that was the running gag.
63 or 64 season, he sidestepped the Ottoman. Yeah. But that show lasted until 61 to 66. Took a little bit of a hiatus from TV, spent a lot of time in the movies. He came back on with the new Dick Van Dyke Show. Hope Lang was his co-star. 1971 to 74. He played a TV, not a news anchor, but it was like a talk show host or something like that in Phoenix, Arizona. I didn't think it was that great of a show, but he made good ratings one more time on the television with a medical crime drama called Diagnosis Murder from 1993 to 2001, in which he starred with his son, Barry Van Dyke.
I enjoyed his brother, Jerry Van Dyke.
Yeah.
And a lot of the characters that he played over the years.
Yeah. Now, Jerry has since passed away, but Dick Van Dyke celebrating a birthday today, born in 1925.
Have you ever watched the ABC show Coach, which had Jerry Van Dyke on it, who was kind of like a Corky Miller type character?
I can see that.
I thought of Corky every time I'd see him, and he had this basset hound with him. And it was just as animated as Jerry was. And I always just adored that show.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yeah, they were two talented fellows for sure. Happy birthday, Dick Van Dyke.
I saw him not long ago on something, and you wouldn't think that he's 98 years old.
Yeah. Had a bout with alcoholism in the 60s and into the 70s. I saw an interview he did with Dick Cavett. This would have been probably in 72 or 3, where he talked about his story and how he recovered from that. He later did a movie, I think this might have been the late 60s, called Cold Turkey. You ever see that?
Oh, yeah.
Where he was a minister, but he smoked.
Yeah.
And the whole town was trying to stop smoking, going cold turkey. It was really kind of fun.
That's one of those shows that when like CBS used to show movies on Friday nights or whatever. Yeah. I remember that show.
Good stuff.
I always remember turning around looking at Dad. I'd be sitting in the floor watching, and I'd turn around and say, "See, Dad, you can stop smoking."
Yeah.
Dad eventually stopped smoking when he passed away.
Yeah.
Want to show you some photos that we took yesterday at the Ramey Ranch, and the frost was just decorating everything. Yesterday.
You must have been lying on the ground in that first shot.
Yeah, it's amazing what you knew when you reached down to the ground and take a shot. That's the creek back behind our house. And there's the railing of the deck.
I think we saw that one yesterday, didn't we?
Yes. So I like it when we have that coating of frost. So thank you, Jack, for stopping by. I don't care for it when I haven't had time and I'm running late and I've got
scraping your windshield.
Yeah, the windshield all covered. So. And I can't find my pocket scrapers. Remember the WBEX pocket scrapers we had? They were like credit card sized, and they were made of hard, very durable plastic, and you could just scrape like that, and you're ready to go.
Yeah. I've seen people actually use their credit cards because they were desperate to get some. Yeah. Don't throw warm water on your windshield, though. Somebody suggested that one time, and that didn't work out too well for them.
You'll be talking to Safe Light Auto Repair, somebody like that. Really. So, all right, that's it for the program today. Mike is out of uniform today because you've got a special assignment that you're going to that is outside of what we're doing.
That's correct.
You want to say a few words?
Kenny Putnam, who was well known to the education community for decades here in Ross County, he passed away late last week and was asked actually about a year ago by Kenny, Mr. Putnam,
yes,
because he was one of my teachers. We'll be doing the eulogy for that here later today.
Yeah, thank you for your efforts on that, and thank you, Mr. Putnam, for your service over the years. All right, back at it again tomorrow. I am going to be out. My wife has a procedure being done, so I'll be out for that. And gosh, I'll be out Friday morning too.
We'll see you somewhere out there.
So it's up to Aaron Glandon, who's standing by, hanging loose.
Get your Gen X or Z, Y, 2 moment together there. Or your movie review, whatever we did last time. Yeah.
Nothing like a big setup and build up, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We do have a scheduled interview with Drew Musser, who is going to be participating in the reenactment of the Boston Tea Party this weekend in Boston. So we'll have that for you, hopefully ready to go for tomorrow. All right, that's it for the show today. Talk to you next time here on Litter Media Live.